us. Yep, we are live on Restream. Let's have a look at Twitch. It looks like we're live on Twitch. And YouTube is always weird. So I'm going to switch to YouTube Studio and look at what we're doing. Look at the live button. Yes. Okay, looks like we do have something going on live on YouTube as well. Raneth Cord is here in the chat. Raneth Cord is always first.
What?
And there we go. All right. So, yeah, Raneth Cord is the only one here, though. Man, people need to catch up. What's going on? Usually it's a little flood of people. I guess we started like 5 minutes earlier than we usually do. But, yeah, so here's our crew today. We got me and Joe Swarner. And
is it only 250? I thought we were at 255. Man.
Yeah, no, it's 250. We started early today just because we got all the technical stuff out of the way. Though, actually, Raneth Cord out there in the audience, if you notice any problems with our audio, please tell me because I'm always panicking about that stuff.
We don't need Jeffrey panicking.
Yeah, exactly. That just gets
No
very
panics.
loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
No panics at all today.
He's saying a little
No
bit of
panic
echo.
at this go.
Is it just my voice that's getting a little bit of echo? Is everybody else fine?
I think everybody else is fine.
Okay, so that's just me needing to calm down a little bit and be quiet. Actually, you know what I should... If I can just get myself to speak at a lower volume, which is the hardest thing for me to do in the world, that means my voice doesn't carry into the room as much. And so it doesn't echo from Joe's mic. So like when I speak low like this, does that work a little bit better? Because if this is enough, then if you can hear me but not hear the echo, then we're probably fine if I can keep it like this.
I've chosen poorly. I thought we were
Raneth Cord
close
is
to the
suggesting
end
that
of the day.
you could lock me in a closet with a microphone, and that would probably look better. That's true. Honestly, one thing I could consider doing is putting up a bunch of sound baffling between me and Joe. I wonder if they make like translucent sound walls or something like that, so we can still see each other, but my voice doesn't carry very well. Well, then you wouldn't be able to hear me talk, and everyone wants to hear me talk.
That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're definitely here to listen to Jeffrey talk. We're not here to accentuate our relationship with the community in any way.
We're just here
this
so I
is
can
Jeffrey
hear myself. This is just a Jeffrey show, yeah. Totally. So I'm gonna actually be trying, to say as little as possible, but we'll have to see how that works. Looks like we do have a lot more people come in. Of course, Brant is in the chat, but
Mad
we've got
Queen, I do have
Sidechat the
one
Grey,
more
La Coalición, Vikia,
request.
See what?
I do have one request in your closet.
In my closet.
Yeah, for the person you have. What about was it February we did the Dundying campaign?
Right, yeah.
Oh, in my closet. All right.
Are
Thought you saw something scary behind me. I
So-
got nervous.
So, Joe, are you going to wear the T-shirt as well?
I was gonna wear it in real life, and then I realized I've not really got the physique for that anymore right now.
I forgot about mine too. It's sitting at home. Actually, there was somebody who sent us a message. I forgot who it was. Somebody who was like, "I wish you'd made more of these T-shirts because they had worn theirs out. They had worn their Dundying T-shirts so many times that it was completely faded and crazy."
Yeah, no, it's such a good thing. It's such a good
It
shirt.
was a high quality T-shirt. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. You mean for the Bleed to Lead campaign?
No, I was talking about the one that we did for the NAACP. Where
I missed that.
Yeah, there was.
It's a. I think yeah. So, I mean,
I think it's a
definitely-
basic tee.
We're not going to require anybody to wear that. But yeah, if you Joe, if you want to put on one of your characters,
I can find it. That's not a big deal. I've definitely got it in game.
I don't actually know. Was it like limited edition or did we? There it is. That's right in the middle there. So yeah, if you want to wear that, that's cool.
Well, I'm not going to be on it for very long. Winter beanie.
Oh, by the way, so Mad Queen, a couple people in our chat were actually wondering if I forgot to share. I can share a link with you, Mad Queen, to our Restream chat, so you can look at both at once if you want to read our chat live. But also, you're not required to, because we'll be peppering you with questions, and there'll be plenty of stuff for you to focus on.
Okay, I do have the YouTube stream up. I see Jazzy Noop, longtime supporter out there. Everybody else, hi.
That's cool.
And welcome in.
There's the Dundying campaign T-shirt.
Ah, yes.
So I'm gonna.
Which was a thing we did in February, 3 or 4 years ago?
I like it.
Okay, I just totally messed up our video feed by opening up the chat, so I'm gonna do this real quick. Okay, so if you wanted to watch the Restream chat, I just shared a link in the chat for our Discord. And so that'll if you open that up, it'll show you both Twitch and YouTube at the same time if you want to do that. But again, not required. We'll be funneling you questions from the audience. Our moderators will be sending us stuff, so you also don't have to moderate chat, or not moderate. Definitely don't have to moderate. You don't have to monitor chat if you don't want to.
Okay.
Okay.
We want to keep the demands as light as possible. You are our guest. We want this to be a fun experience for you, and not.
Yeah,
and
we'd
not,
like to have
not
you
work.
back at some point. Instead of being like,
Always.
oh, that Joe guy. Nah, not that guy.
Oh no, I'm hoping that you will welcome me back after all this. I mean, once you see me drive, there might be some questions. I don't know.
Whoa! You're not driving. I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
Do you see that nice blue truck? No.
Yeah, this Norma.
No. No.
Just let me spin around the block real quick.
If I was
can do
gonna,
it.
if I had known you were driving, we'd go get this Pilato over here. Where is it?
Aw,
There it is. We'll
come
go get-
on, Joe.
That's the one we'd be driving. Yeah. None of these rare material cars.
I promise I won't scratch the paint.
It's fine. I scratch the
love me
paint all the
pink.
time. I think that's the whole point of the Z-Buster here. Is you scratch
This
the
is
paint.
definitely a good upgrade here. The Norma.
Yeah.
So SXO is fielding a theory that Cash Beaumont was actually Patient Zero. He's the first zombie, and he's just wearing a human suit. But that's why the zombies don't attack him.
He reminds me very much of the guy who sells stuff in Resident Evil 8. He's like kind of reminiscent of him, and I think there's some sort of like backstory to that guy. It's very scary and
So
Who,
I'm
Cash?
I don't think I know.
yeah, I run up and I get the bounties and then I run away because like, how are you here? How are they not bothering you? Something's wrong.
It's because he's magical.
It's funny, I
Yeah.
don't think I remember. I didn't play very much Resident Evil 8, so I just remember the guy from Resident Evil 4, who's a very different vibe. Still very creepy, but a whole different deal.
Okay.
But I'm an old person.
We got
that's why I think
zombies that are
4.
just kind of wandering around, so let's pick up some bounties and get out.
Yeah. So we'll officially start the episode in about 3 minutes. So
Okay.
By the way, Coalition, I did
Mad
catch your
Queen, I
question.
was gonna start with. I don't know if you have you done any of these?
No.
Okay.
I was working on some of the what is this one? Yeah, I was working on the Trumbull Valleys, so I have a few of these. What is this one? I have the Echo S4 SMG that I'm working on right now.
So that's collect 4 materials, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're
Yeah.
gonna be able to do that.
Okay.
So, now there are a couple of different strategies we might want to talk about, but I kind of wanted to go over these first 4 really quick while we're here.
Yeah. Do you want to do that when we officially started the episode, or do you want to do it before we get started?
I'm just talking about pre-planning,
Okay, cool.
and then we'll talk about the 4 different outfits, one of which I'm not going to use because I don't like it.
Okay.
We'll talk about the Antler Star and how that was, and I'll probably like give a little bit of context for anybody that doesn't know and they haven't played Heartland, like that this was Brock's outfit, and that's why I don't like it.
Why? Because you don't like Brock?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll save those salty opinions.
Leather trench coat, black. This was Helena's.
Rohan is pointing out that we've got a little bit of a background hum. I think it might be because I've turned up the gain on Joe's microphone to capture his very deep, rumbly, sensuous tones.
Yeah, maybe.
And so I think there might be very little we can do about that right now. Is it really bad, Rohan, or anyone in the audience who wants to answer? If it's really bad, I will tune it down, but it will make it a little bit more difficult to hear Joe. I might also have... Let me try something real fast. I'm going to try.
There's something we could do maybe with the sound, but it's almost 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to move this mic significantly closer to Joe. 'Cause I think
It's not in the shot. We're good.
Okay, so I was not noticing the background hum when I was listening, but I also might just be... I may be inured to the background hum, and so it might be a little difficult for me
Well,
to
the background hum very well might be this stuff.
Yeah, so, okay, so...
The fans and things.
Maybe so. It could be coming from the fluorescence, but I'm going to turn down Joe's gain just a little bit. Okay, Joe, say something real fast.
Something real fast.
Okay, when you project like that, you're doing great. I can even turn it down a little further, I think. Okay, so I hope that reduces it a little bit. That might be the most I can push it. Joe, say something again real fast.
Again, real fast.
Okay, so yeah, your voice is still hitting the yellow, so... Oh, Rohan says he can feel his laptop vibrating a little bit from it, so I really hope it's not that bad. Oh, Coalición says that he feels like it's fixed, so I'm going to take that on faith. Joe, do you have any last-minute prep conversation you need to have before we go live with this
just going to
sucker?
talk about the pack, talk about the outfits, their background, and then we'll get into talking about Mad Queen here.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Or rather, I'll let Mad Queen introduce herself, and we'll do some, that thing we're supposed to do.
All right, well, in that case, I guess we will get started. So everyone be quiet for just a moment while I play the logo, and we'll get into it. Wait a minute, I'm actually terrible. I forgot to start the recording, so I'm going to play that logo again.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the State of Decay 2 stream. I'm your host, Joe Swarner, and I almost forgot my own name for a second, so bear with me. That's how today is going to go. Today we have in our group, we have Jeffrey, who's doing the production. We have myself, who will be here, and we'll be playing with our guest, Mad Queen, who you can find on Twitch or YouTube. And we're going to be talking about the bounties, the things that came out in February, and give a little bit of history of some of the stuff we've done as a studio and as a product, and why we love the Trumbull Valley Pack so much. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Mad Queen and let her introduce herself and her content a little bit before we get fully started with talking about all that other stuff.
What's going on, State of Decay family? I'm It's Mad Queen. I am a variety streamer, but I have a lot of experience with the first State of Decay and with State of Decay 2. It is one of my favorite zombie survival games, so I'm really excited to be on here with the team and streaming today with you all.
And we are super excited to have you, so thank you so much for being here and agreeing to be on this. For those of you who don't know, I'm kind of wanting to make the streams that I am the host of more community-oriented, and having people on who stream our game, who play our game, who have helped us as a product and also as a studio to achieve the success that we have while we work on another game that shall not be named on this stream. Okay. Anyway, that's all you get. We're going to be working with Cash Beaumont today. We're going to be doing some bounty broker stuff. Mad Queen told me she's currently working on this thing for the Echo S4 SMG, and we'll be doing that one pretty quickly, I think. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the outfits that are in here and a little bit about what they're on, where they came from. But before we get too much further, though, Mad Queen, I'm going to borrow your flashlight for a second. Mm-hmm. This is a T-shirt that was released in February of it was a couple, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago now, where we in cooperation with the NAACP offered a T-shirt for sale, and we also have the in-game T-shirt that you could acquire during that about the Done Dying campaign. It was something that is important to us. And then and now and will continue to be in the future. Folks, we in a community, you don't necessarily thrive unless we all do. So it's an important statement. We love it, and we love to be part of it. Thank you so much for the support that you've shown us on that one in the past, and hope that we can continue that support in the future. Another thing that we did in February is we harkened back to our own history. Some of the best stuff we do is self-referential, and we brought out the biker vest, which was this antler star, which is a reference to Brock from Heartland, which was something that we released in 2019. And
I think you'll all agree, the best character in all of Heartland.
Jeffrey, you just want me to say that I don't like Brock again. And here, I'm going to say it. I don't like Brock. There. It's a little creepy. Anyway, but then my favorite character from Heartland is Helena. I think she was great, and you get this leather trench coat. I've tried to recapture that a little bit, and then you get this lizard hoodie from Diana, who arguably was a lot of fun trying to track down and collect as a character, and not to mention that hoodie, primo, and then of course the tattered suit from Quincy, who was the main character in Heartland. It was kind of one of the major story beats that we put into the game, and then you all wanted us to put stuff from Heartland into the main game, and thus was born the Trumbull Valley Pack. And so we're going to unlock some of that today with Mad Queen as we go through our gameplay. And we're going to start with the SMG because it's already in progress. I'm not sure what else you've grabbed, Mad Queen. So
I have let me double check here. So the SMG, the biker vest, and the restored Echo S6 pistol.
the pistol, 14 zombies with a pistol. Okay, that one should be easy. So so there are a bunch of zombies around here. I've got a pistol.
I have a pistol with 7 bullets, so I can get half of it then if I hit my shots right.
I've got 77. I think we're gonna get. So what are we at? 2 now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So, Joe, there is a question from the chat about your background, because we've been slowly improving the decoration of this room as time goes on. And they asked, is that a Screamer plush doll behind you?
Is that a Screamer plush doll behind me? Oh, there's more than just a Screamer. There's a Feral and a Juggernaut, if I remember correctly. And speaking of honoring our community, it was Daisy Chainsaw, one such person who is a valued community member. Haven't seen her in a while. Oh, here we go. Just a second.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her in a little while, but she's the one who made those. I know she lives across the pond somewhere, but I think it was Scotland, but I'm not 10,000% sure. So
I had my headphones pretty secure. Did you already say that it was Daisy Chainsaw?
I did.
Okay, awesome. Good.
And then I was talking about how she lives across the pond, but I don't remember where exactly.
I
think
realized
it was
in order
Scotland.
to hear you from across the room, the audience can hear you fine. To hear you
Yeah.
from across the room, I have to actually have my headphones cracked. So,
Yeah. All right, so now we've got this pistol done.
Yeah.
so the Coalition said that when he saw
Perfect.
during the pre-show, when he saw the Feral back behind you, he thought it was meant to be a puppet of me because of my hairstyle, which makes perfect sense. Le Coalition
Well,
actually,
I mean, you are the most energetic, so I mean, the Feral would make sense.
he's the most Beavis-like, I think, of the characters, which I think is probably how you would describe my personality. Coalition actually also had a question for Mad Queen. He was curious what your favorite map in State of Decay 2 is.
It's in between Providence and Turnbull Valley, just because I played a lot heavy the first State of Decay, and I just love that map so much, and I was so glad when it was reintroduced in State of Decay 2.
Did you collect your pistol?
Yep, I got it.
All right, what's the next one that you wanted to do?
If this zombie will leave us alone, we can go. Let's see. We can go try to collect materials.
Oh, it won't.
Or
That
actually-
won't take long.
Yeah, the antler one, we just have to drive 7 kilometers.
We have to, but we have to drive. Now,
Okay.
there's some synergy when you do these kinds of things. So if we wanted to go for the Echo S1 revolver while we're driving, we will use some gas cans.
Ah, okay, perfect. So I will drop out this shotgun and I will put the revolver in.
Okay. All right. The shotgun, we have to kill ferals with a shotgun, I think.
Yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense, by the way, that your favorite maps are both Providence Ridge and Trumbull Valley, because those are the 2 maps that we made having already made the rest of the game. The first 3 maps were made kind of guessing what the gameplay was going to be like, because most of the gameplay didn't work while most of those maps were being made, because they were being made at the same time that we were making the rest of the game. But after the game shipped and we made those 2 additional maps that came out post-release, we actually did know how the game worked. I think that they were able to plan better progression and better sort of use of the loot tables and everything into the map. And so I think there's lots of parts of that make them a little bit. They've got some advantages. My favorite map is probably Meager Valley, so I love the other ones too. But I think those 2 maps do have some advantages.
Uh-oh, where is he?
Oopsie, we're stuck. Move, lady or man.
Watchdot has a question for the Queen. They ask,
we're stuck again.
It's all right. Here, you can dodge through me, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. I'll get through there.
Now I talk to Sal. We pick up. Oh God, where is it? We need materials. Okay.
Watchdot's question is, what is your least favorite kind of zombie to fight, Mad Queen?
Oh, I have an issue with all of them, but I would say the worst would be the Juggernaut. Second is the Feral. Most of y'all know, if y'all have ever seen me play, Ferals are trash. That's our hashtag, and both are equally disgusting and difficult to deal with. Yeah. But I think they have a really interesting way of working together. Like, one thing I hate is when I'm in the middle of a tussle, either with a Juggernaut or whoever, and then the Screamer just kind of pulls up, like, hello, out of nowhere. And you're, like, trying to get your sights on it so you can get it before it screams, because they make things 150% worse in any situation. But I definitely say that the Juggernaut is the most difficult.
Is it just because it's tough, or is it because you've seen
he's
it
a
rip
bullet
people
eater.
apart?
Yeah, he's a bullet eater. They tear up my car. I think one actually had a little bit of a mind of its own at one point. He just went over there and started destroying my car even after I was gone. So I feel like he had a real issue with me.
Yeah. No. I think there's this thing in the community. I think that a lot of community members think that we've somehow programmed the Juggernauts to just, like, if they don't have anything else to do, they just go find the nearest vehicle and smash it. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think that that's the case, but man, yeah, it just kind of speaks to, like, the universality of people really not liking Juggernauts.
Yes.
Because Juggernauts don't like your car.
They don't, and that's very valuable. That's the only way to get around, really. And yeah, he definitely had his eyes on that.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I was scared of Juggernauts because I've been developing this game for so long. You kind of develop a little bit of almost contempt for the freaks after a while, after fighting them in God mode enough times. But it turns out, like, there's an achievement you can get for killing all 4 of the freaks, of the main freaks, in the lethal zone, and I've been playing in the lethal zone for like over a year now. I just got that achievement for the first time, killing my first Juggernaut in the lethal zone after about a year. Apparently, without realizing it, I had been avoiding fighting Juggernauts for a solid year without even noticing that's what I was doing. So apparently I've got an allergy to them, and I just didn't realize.
All right.
Oh yeah, you were subconsciously avoiding them for sure.
So, I guess the question now is, do we want to go out dressed as Helena? Do we want to go out dressed roughly as Quincy? Or Diana?
I mean, I vote Brock, but
there's no Brock option. Do you see a Brock option in here? No.
Well, okay, so I think one of our last streamers that we had on with us, he showed off the chameleon outfit so much. I don't know. It might be unnecessary at this stage.
But it's got the bug out bag. Oh,
that's
man.
True. She does have the bug out bag.
I apparently have the bug out bag on this character. I need to not do that.
Very partial to the kind of Negan-esque biker jacket, leather jacket.
Oh yeah, and
that's one of my faverives.
Yeah.
We've got the Lucille bat in one of the bounty packs too, so you can go full Negan if you want to.
You
Absolutely.
You could. You can do all of those things some other day.
So Ian Michael wants to know if we can let them be bandits like Negan from The Walking Dead in State of Decay 3. We're not going to tell you anything about our plans for State of Decay 3, but as a general rule, we usually are we're trying kind of I don't know. One of our priorities is to try to represent a slightly more hopeful, cooperative version of the apocalypse. Now that said, some of our choices we made in the design of State of Decay 2 ended up kind of angling towards murdering people as a dominant strategy, which wasn't our intent. But you know, I don't know if that's actually the fantasy we are really super interested in simulating in State of Decay 2. The world is full of a lot of division and conflict already, and I feel like, you know, getting to play in a world where your fellow humans are actually largely on your side feels more like the kind of thing that I'd like to do. So again, no promises one way or the other when it comes to State of Decay 3. There's a lot of decisions to be made about that game.
So,
But,
Mad Queen,
I've still got an inclination. I want to be friends. I want to be friends with the other humans.
if you come up here,
everything's at stake.
we can get this S4 SMG. I tend to agree with Jeffrey for slightly different reasons. The biggest thing about State of Decay 2 is the centrality of this idea that humanity is generally good. There are bad actors. But if you take a look at games that assume that humans are just trash and, you know, don't necessarily deserve to be on the planet anymore, there's plenty of those by a lot of other studios. You can get that vibe from all of your post-apocalyptic fiction. But I think one of the big draws for me on State of Decay is this idea that, like, there are good people in the world and they are worth saving. And so, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm...
There are even good people that, while are good people, cause a lot of problems, like the brewer people and how they have a knack for getting drunk and, you know, leaving you alone while you're trying to help them out. But even
But does that mean that they deserve to die?
Right. No, not really. But they, I mean, they'll work your nerves, but
Yeah.
So you'll notice this
whether
is
you
an
can tolerate
actual
it or
working
not.
Cash Beaumont in my community. So if you wanted to turn in that bounty that we just finished,
Oh, got it.
Joe exploited a bug that happened in this game years ago, and he's just kept this community with a Cash Beaumont in it.
I did
so
not
hilarious. I was
exploit it.
wondering.
Brant
So what's the
made
next
me
one I should
exploit
add
it.
in after taking out that one?
That's up to
Getting the
you.
SMG.
Since we're driving
Okay.
and using up gas mostly, it's up to
Let's
you.
go for this leather trench coat. I think it's really
Leather
cute.
trench coat. It is rather cute. Okay, so we have to recruit. Oh, I can't do that one.
Oh, you can't do that while I'm in it, can you? Yeah,
Actually, no, I can.
Yeah.
I've only got 9 people. I could recruit a Red Talon. Don't tell anybody about that.
I won't.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a question for you guys though. In the gaming industry in general, there have been a lot of involvement from celebrities. We got Keanu Reeves. I think Matthew McConaughey is due to be in a game soon. Nicki Minaj. So many different celebrities in games. If
Britney
you could
Spears.
put one celebrity, okay. If you could pick one celebrity to put in either State of Decay 2 or State of Decay 3, you know, to not be mentioned, but who would it be?
Do they have to be like big celebrities, or can it be like somebody who's recently become like super celebrity type?
Oh yeah, anybody, any celebrity.
Who are you thinking, Joe?
I am thinking of the guy who voiced Neil something, who voiced Astarion.
Oh, the voice actor for Astarion.
Yeah, because
from
that
Baldur's
guy,
Gate
that
3.
guy apparently, like, if you take a look at like everything he did for Baldur's Gate 3, he took their voice acting, like not just his own, but like the entire team took their voice acting to like whole new heights. So lots of respect for that guy, and you know, just really bringing it for himself and for this team. So I think he would not only be a celebrity, but holy cow.
What's happening?
Every
Right.
time Astarion opens his mouth, it is just freaking hilarious, but very dry. He's not out there like cracking jokes. He's just being himself in the best possible way.
Just being really good at what he does and helping others. So, anyway, that would be my celebrity choice right now.
Yeah,
I'm totally not addicted to Baldur's Gate 3. Don't you dare blame me.
Out of the blue, I think probably with the release of the movie Argylle making me think of it, I would probably bring. You're thinking Henry Cavill. I'm not saying Henry Cavill. I'm saying Sam Rockwell, but only if we get to capture him dancing at the base, and get him to just do like a dance routine, you know, in the lounge somewhere. I would probably want Sam Rockwell. But
Also, would Master Chief count as a celebrity?
Oh yeah. Definitely. I was actually gonna say the actor that played Alan Wake. I have some
Oh, yeah.
unresolved beef with him. I love the character, but he really works my nerves, and I would just love to have him in this environment so I can help him with this zombie apocalypse thing.
I mean, and also an excellent dancer. So I think we're kind of in a.
Oh yeah, we're in the same realm, right?
Same realm. Undead Mark, by the way, in the chat, he's one of our colleagues. He
Sorry,
suggested
Red Talon.
he would want Simon Pegg to reprise his famous role that we've commemorated with our cricket bat and other elements in this game.
Okay, I gotta back up.
So Raka had a question for me and Joe, wanting to know, saying that they just finally found the Persian meal for the first time in Ender Valley, which is like one of the big, heavy, knock everything down.
Yeah, and
clubs in the
super
game.
rare. Super rare.
And he's wondering, like, he got the impression that, or they got the impression that some weapons might have gotten more rare over time, that it was actually really difficult to find the Persian meal now, whereas it might have been easier before. And so I'm not exactly sure if we've done a lot of tuning of the loot. I know that we've added.
No,
more loot
I
over
don't.
time.
I don't think they got more rare over time as a result of anything that we actively did or chose to do. I'm guessing that they got more because of usually we just like add stuff to the loot tables, right? My guess is that they got naturally, quote unquote, naturally, reduced in like frequency that they get rolled over time because of the fact that we kept adding new stuff to the loot tables. And so while each one has a weight of a specific number, right? Let's say the original loot table had 16 choices, 8 of which might be this one weapon and the others are all divided up. Well, as soon as you start adding more things to those loot tables, those numbers, the weights don't change, but the percentage that you might roll on it does.
Yeah, that's right. Because the way that we do sort of percentage chances on things like our loot tables or on our name tables or our trait tables is we use what we call our weights, which is instead of saying it will be this percentage chance, that's math that you would have to really maintain and line up, as you add and subtract things from the list. Trying to, like define specific percentage chances doesn't work. So instead you give things different weights, saying this one has a 2 and this one has a 1, which means this one is twice as likely as this one, but the overall percentage is actually determined by how many things are on the list.
Yeah.
And so that means that as you keep adding stuff and adding content to the game, everything's percentage shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. And they still stay the same relative to each other. A Persian meal is still, whatever, a tenth as likely to show up as a baseball bat. But that tenth is also smaller, than it was before because we added, 10 other things. We brought out a new bounty pack and added stuff to the loot table at the same time as the bounty pack. We kept doing that for a while. And so, so that's probably explaining what you're seeing.
Yeah.
By the way, Heather wanted to add her celebrity suggestion. She would want what was her name? Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, if
absolutely hotties in the apocalypse, like I'm with that.
if She-Hulk can get her, I feel like maybe anything's on the table. So
very possible.
Here's Juggernaut. You want to go out and fight her?
Gosh, maybe. Let's see. Let me go size him up really quick. He's out front.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh. Let's go see my bestie. Oh yeah, he's out here. He has friends.
Well, that's the great thing about Juggernauts is they're never alone.
Nope. My little pistol.
yeah,
Could you imagine if you had to kill a Juggernaut with just a pistol? Like from full to dead.
Oops, didn't mean to do that, but here you go.
So Poppy T. Lance asks, does anyone else only get put in trash lobbies in Daybreak? I feel like I need to personally apologize for that because my son, my 9-year-old son, really loves playing Daybreak, and so he's constantly joining multiplayer lobbies in Daybreak. So if you got a trash lobby, it might have been my 9-year-old son playing with you. So. Priscilla wants to know. Well, you two are occupied. I can probably answer this one. Priscilla wants to know: can we still roll a Blood Plague Survivor character, or has that been removed? No, that has not been removed. And actually, I did finally. I did on the air here. I actually made that. We did a stream a while back where I actually made that particular trait more prevalent in the game. And so rather than only belonging to 2 of the leader packs, it could belong to all 4. I had to rip that out again because I actually broke Wushu's build with the way that I checked that in. But I have put it in again, so I think the next
You might want to
time there's
switch
an
to
update, it'll be in.
a quieter gun. By the way.
Oh, hey, the game audio is a little loud. Sorry. I can pull that back a little bit. I had it set
Loaders.
for infrequent gunfire, but there's a lot going on now, so let me pull that down a little. I hope you could still hear the answer to the question, Priscilla.
Crush.
Get off me, demon! Oh, I'm gonna need to get some health. I'm completely out. Abandon ship! Come on, Joe. Oh, you might be good. I'm not.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I'm set. We're all
I
we're
must
all good
flee.
over here. As long as we
Grab
aren't
some health
starting.
here.
So we're watching Mad Queen's gameplay right now, and notice at the bottom of the screen, that is the URL to her Twitch channel. So you might want to go check that out if you
Thank you.
if you've liked hanging out with her today.
If you like stressful situations, please
Yeah,
feel free to drop by.
yeah, because like she
No,
said
I
earlier,
definitely,
yeah.
I definitely find like, especially the update with how the plague hearts act now, how they can come awake and they're sending these different hordes at you. It completely changed the way that I play the game. I'm typically very like covert. I like to sneak around and I like to kind of case the area before I go in. I park down the street and then walk up to where I need to be at. And curveballs especially completely changed my gameplay for the way I play now. So good job, y'all. You added more stress to the situation. I didn't think that was possible in State of Decay 2.
Well, you're welcome. I mean,
Yeah, and I can't take any credit for how that went because Joe was on the team at the time, and I was not. But I love it. It's honestly one of my favorite things that the team has added to the game since release. Because it totally changes the way I play too. My favorite thing is when I wake one heart and I try to fight it, and it chains to another heart. I have to fight that one, and it chains to another heart. It like sets me off on these like, oh no, everything's collapsing, everything's going wrong, kind of escapades, which feels really good.
Right.
WatchDot
I'm
wants
still
to
dying.
know.
I'm gonna switch over.
Mad
Dying
Queen,
from-
WatchDot wants to know
Plague?
what feature would you add to the game if you could add something? Is there something that you play a lot of survival games, a lot of horror games? Like, is there something that
Are
you've
you
seen
dying from
elsewhere
plague?
that you've imagined you've always wanted to play that you wish was in State of Decay that it's not?
Yes. I would say addition of either weather biomes or weather simulation. I think that's something that a lot of, even from playing the first State of Decay, that's something that a lot of folks in the community have been looking to happen, and hopefully it will come up maybe soon in the future.
We will certainly have
But
to
yeah,
see.
different biomes to travel to, a snow biome or a molten biome or a desert, things like that. So I play a lot of 7 Days to Die as well, and so I do appreciate that kind of function that they have, and I think it would work amazing, especially with the different facilities and mods. I can see that being very useful. Say if you're in a snow biome and you need to have heat at your base, having power, electricity, or a campfire base facility or a heater or something of that nature would really change the game in sense of keeping your community happy. So yeah, definitely either weather simulation or biomes.
Okay, we will definitely have to take that under advisement. Thank you. Yeah, because you're absolutely right. That is something that we hear a lot, and I think it is interesting because I think on one level people just like sort of the world to feel a little bit more
don't know if
real, a
you
little
need
bit more
that
natural, and they
plague
know that
cure.
in the real world the weather changes all the time, and seeing that happen in the game just makes it feel more grounded. But I think you zeroed in on the thing that actually makes it even more interesting because different weather also brings up, could there be different survival challenges? Could the survival situation I'm in be complicated by the fact that now we're in the middle of a thunderstorm? How how is zombie perception different? Does it affect like my crops at all? You know, things like that. And people want to think about that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a good shout. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, by the way, I think somebody else wanted to ask if we were to sneak your name into the game, what would you want it associated with? What kind of trait, or I don't know, skill, or what? Like, if you were a zombie apocalypse survivor, what would be the special trait you would bring in?
I would say the character gets an additional, like, I don't know, 50% move speed when there are more than 10 zombies around. Because my fight or flight in real life and while I'm actually playing, like, fight is good up until a certain point of stress. And then once the stress hits, flight immediately kicks in. Those who have played with me before absolutely know, like, if you are not, watch me. If you don't understand the dire need to leave, just see where my feet are. If you see me moving in the opposite direction, it's time to go or you're going to get left. So I think.
Can you say that
like
louder
would be
for the
great.
Brants in the back?
You
Always.
gotta know when to go, and if you don't know, I'm out. I don't
Thank
know
you.
what to tell you.
Thank you. If you don't know when to run, you don't know how to survive, right?
No, flight is a key to survival. You can't fight everything. Sometimes you just gotta move, and that's definitely me. So yeah. If you were to add me in the game, you know, absolutely. 50% movement speed when there are more than 10 zombies.
All right, Cash is over here laying down like he's got, you know.
Oh, he's
gotta
a busy
take a nap.
man.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
If any of you could give us a hand.
So Undead Brant is insisting that you should always stand and fight in the chat.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Undead Mark is saying that we should call that the GTFO trait.
Yeah.
If we were to add it.
Did you?
It would
you
be
get
called what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
GTFO.
I don't know if you know what that stands for, but
Get the fuck out.
yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Well, we weren't supposed to say that
we were
part.
trying to
Oh,
avoid
sorry.
cursing. I mean, no,
Get this out.
it's not actually that important because our characters are going to be cursing on the screen all the time. So it's hard to keep that out. But
All right, did you want to go try the shotgun, see if we can hunt down some ferals, or did you want to try something else?
Yeah, we can do that because I actually switched to a character that has shotgun.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me go grab it. Let me go grab a shotgun. Then
Do
really
you
quick.
think? What facility? Where is your workshop? I need to see if I can craft some ammo.
Oh, you need ammo? What kind?
Yeah, I need
Joe opens up his.
12 gauge shells.
Joe
Yeah.
has multiple stacks of 999 of
Yeah.
every single caliber of
I
ammo.
got
Really?
you. I got you covered.
He's just gonna
Okay, cool.
run you over a
Oops.
nice little tray like a maitre d, handing
Oh,
you your
thank
ammo.
you.
Which ammo would you like for your experience,
12
for your
12
gaming
gauge
experience
shells.
today?
Oh yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Hors
Sure.
d'oeuvres, thank you. Delicious. Okay. No, that's perfect. I'll keep some of these here. I'll put these away. And that should be good. Yeah, I should be ready to take down some ferals with this shotgun.
Okay, I need to find. Now I need to find my own shotgun. Get some of my own shells. What's your favorite shotgun?
I'm using just the assault shotgun. I wouldn't say I have a favorite.
Well,
I'm not very well versed on firearms like that.
It's
but
fine. It's fine.
I'm getting there. I actually went to get my firearm safety certificate last weekend. I'm trying
Oh,
to
wow.
get a little bit
Oh,
more.
I was not talking about a
No.
real shotgun.
Oh,
talking
I'm
about
sorry.
it
I'm sorry.
In the game.
So it's all right.
But, I mean, like I really like was it the Echo S3 shotgun? The one suppressed shotgun that we have in the game. That's always good. And that's actually one you can get from the Trumbull Valley pack, I believe.
It is. But we're gonna use.
That's-
I'm gonna use my favorite shotgun, which is the CM1A Breacher.
Oh.
It's been in the game since launch. It's still one of my favorites. Love walking around with it. And I think it's also pump action, which means it never breaks. Yeah.
So Watchdog wants to know from all three of us, what are our favorite games outside the survival genre? Let's start with Mad Queen.
Oh, I love a lot of different horror games. Like I said, I was recently playing Alan Wake 2, played the first Alan Wake. I play a few Resident Evil games here and there if I can get past being scared out of my mind. I play Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 8. I would
you're
say
in the
my
driver's
favorite.
seat.
Favorite genre outside of survival is definitely like psychological horror or adventure games.
That's cool.
Oh, I'm in the driver's seat? Oh yeah, let's go. You let me drive the boat.
There you go.
Where are we going?
I don't know, wherever you might find ferals.
Okay, let's go hunting for ferals.
Yeah. We're
I am a
driving and
great
consuming
driver.
gas. Well, we're in lethal, so we'll find out real quick whether that's true or not.
Someone's screaming. See, look, I'm not gonna run into anything. I'm not gonna scratch the paint, I promise. We're gonna go nice and slow.
So, for me to answer that question, I think that a lot of my favorite games really are arguably somehow in the survival genre. Like I think that probably my top two lately have been RimWorld and Project Zomboid, and so those definitely don't qualify because they're definitely survival games for Watchdog. But I think probably like tactical roguelike games are probably the second one. Like I think that the two I'd probably call out are lately I've been replaying a lot of Into the Breach, which I think recently came out. I think Netflix sponsored it being put on mobile devices, and it's a really cool one. It's like Edge of Tomorrow, only it's like a tactical game where you're fighting monsters, and Invisible Ink from Clay. I would ask Joe to answer the question, but it looks like he's about to get in some kind of trouble.
We're fine.
So maybe we'll let him show us what he's going to do first.
We have my ultimate weapon.
Oh no.
Ferals are coming.
Joe! How'd I get in? Oh my god!
You probably went in the back.
What the heck?
We got ferals. We're good.
Okay, I see them. Okay, I need some stamina. I'm not gonna make it. Ooh, this is not good.
Where
Oh,
is it?
wake up, Kelly.
Oh no! Hey, if you get hit by any more plague, you're dead. Get in the car. You gotta go.
I'm going right now.
Oh,
if
you
I can.
20
Oh
20
my
seconds.
gosh! I'm
Don't.
down. Oh no! What did I say, y'all? At the beginning of this, ferals are trash. Oh my gosh!
Oh wow!
And that was my warlord, y'all. He's gone.
That
Well,
was.
now you get to find out what the other looters are like.
Yeah.
Did we just lose a character that you were deeply invested in, Mad Queen?
Well, I've had him around for a long time. I like to call him a machine gun Kelly, actually, even though he's shotguns. But
That's
that was
great.
my
I love
boy. It happens. Oh my gosh! And that is one of the more terrible portions of State of Decay.
Oh,
Once
hey,
you
did
lose
you
a
want me to
character,
go
that
ahead and
is it.
shoot him in the face for you, or did you want to do that yourself?
Shoot who in the face? The feral?
No.
your-
The guy,
your
your
survivor.
guy has come back to life.
Oh, I think
Where
I
did
let
he
him
go?
down easy.
Where did he go?
I
Oh,
don't know
there
where
he
he
is.
is. Oops. Is he
So-
coming for me? I'm
No,
gonna
he's
mess around
not.
and die again.
No, he's over
Oh my
here.
god.
Where are you at? I
I'm
got
over
you.
here getting jumped by everybody.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you can tell we keep it real on this stream. Anything can
there-
happen.
Where is he? Machine Gun Kelly, where are you?
His cowboy hats are coming.
So yeah, Undead Brant is like, great. We just killed a guest character. Sigh.
There.
Hey, I didn't. There was a big warning screen
Oh my
and
gosh,
everything.
help!
Yeah,
You're not
go
letting
up.
me. I'm about to lose another character. I'm about to
Go
lose
up.
another character.
Go up.
I'm running. I'm going to Norma. Norma, where art thou?
Leave Joe. Leave Joe. It's,
Yeah. That's what I
He's
do.
got to run faster than your friend. Bear's chasing you. Run faster than your friend. Go,
There
go,
you
go,
there
go.
you
go. Smash
Come on,
that.
Norma.
Oh, it
Hold
doesn't
on,
work that
Norma.
way.
Smash the attack button.
There you go.
All right, we're getting it.
Nice job. We
made
got
it.
it.
Out. We
did
got
it.
it.
Wow.
My heart is pounding. I'm
All right.
definitely more of a dread survivor, y'all. I'll tell y'all that. Not much of lethal. I'm okay with being here though. This is fine.
Yeah, we forgot.
Alright.
We were looking at Joe's
There
like
is-
4 save games that he had. Like, which one of these should we choose to do this? And they were all Lethal Zone. And
Yep.
we meant to ask you and forgot.
It's all right. I need the experience.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you can't always be in your comfort zone.
Oh, absolutely not.
No more shooting for me.
All right,
I'm out of bullets.
that's fine. We're leaving.
So
Did
yeah,
we at least get the bounty?
Yeah, we
Did we
did.
kill all 4? Okay, good.
nice.
Should be showing up.
It
in
was
your
worth
upper
Machine Gun
right-hand corner.
Kelly, your sacrifice.
It got
was-
us something. Yeah.
Mach-
It got us a
Machine
shotgun.
Gun Kelly, who actually carries a shotgun.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, I love that with all of the sort of like effort we put into the nickname system. My favorite thing is when people have their own nicknames for characters that are not in the game, like Machine Gun Kelly. I've got one in my community that I call Jaden the Millennial, which is that's not his name, but
I love that.
I just
Yeah, you definitely, especially the survivors that you've had a few rounds in different communities, you come to adore them and you give them their own little names, and they have these traits that you really appreciate about them, and so that just makes it that much more dire when you do these little character that you've been playing with for multiple communities. I mean, that's what makes things so serious about going out into the world. And just trying to manage that. So it's one of the better parts of why this game is so realistic at times, because you can't just respawn somewhere. You have to move on without that character, and it can be tough.
Yeah, no, that's why Joe and I are secretly gonna be tortured with guilt for the rest of the day now.
No, I'm not going to be tortured with guilt.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
I'm going to be
Joe
like,
doesn't have a
that
conscience."
was content.
Yes, true.
Oh my gosh! And you know what? I didn't adhere to my words. See, Brent had me feeling bad. I was like, dang, maybe I shouldn't run immediately like that. Maybe I should stick and fight it out. I'm blaming Brent.
Oh, did
Sorry.
you
Yeah.
see that, Brant? Brant was in there. He's in the chat blaming Joe up
Yeah.
and down the street.
Yeah,
Did you hear that, Brant? I think you might need to take some responsibility, sir.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was clearly my fault that we played on Lethal, because I just kind of...
No, it's all
Tossed you
good.
an invite.
I've played on Lethal before, but it's not my favorite.
well,
I try
I mean,
to coast when I can.
the description pretty much says it. It's unfair. You will die, right? Like, that's the whole
Oh,
point.
hey, I'm just trying to get my bounties. Hello.
Yeah, Cash, why don't you just stand there?
Yeah. Don't worry, don't do anything, Cash. We got it.
Like, you all can handle yourselves. It's fine.
I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here, but I think Cash just sort of has, like, infinite scent block, And he's like,
Well,
no, if I
yeah.
touch them, they come after me. Like, no, that's bad. That's bad for
He
business.
might have an invisibility cloak on, I think. The zombies can't see
yeah.
him.
Let's see.
All right, cool. So we got
tell
the
me
shotgun.
you tell me what the
and
next
stuff.
one is.
Let's see. Tattered suit. Get 2 enclaves to ally. No, that takes a lot of time to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have teammate kill 8 Zeds grappled by me. We can try that.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good one to do in multiplayer, so you don't have to rely on the AI to
Mhm.
figure out what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and then the other one, let your bullets fall like rain upon the heads of the shamble. Kill 15 hordes. Non-lethal.
What?
Back into them with
Oh,
your
we can
car.
do that driving.
You think you can do that? Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
let's
don't
do
know
that.
I don't know if we'll be able to do 15 before the end of the stream, but
Yeah, we can
Oh.
just have it on.
Oops,
No,
I
what you gotta
accidentally
do
just
is-
saved a screenshot.
I discovered this in my stream. Go wake up a plague heart and then hang out around that plague heart, and it's just going to keep spawning hordes.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But that's
That's very dangerous.
Yes.
yeah.
Let's go
On lethal,
home
that's very
so I can
dangerous.
switch my people out.
Good plan.
Now we've uploaded a screenshot to the Xbox network.
Why did we do that?
That's great.
It's
I
'cause we
pressed
lost
the
a
wrong
character?
button.
Oh, you just hit the wrong button? Okay. I
Yeah.
was like, what's happening? Because I know that
Now
in-
every
yeah,
now
go
every
ahead.
time I log into this community, I think there's gonna be some some voice notes of them being in fear. Is State of Decay? Is Undead Labs here again? Please no.
Nice.
All right. Let me put some
see.
of this in here.
What do I have? Why do I don't know.
So Brant says Mad Queen would still have Machine Gun Kelly if I was there.
Sure.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, I believe it.
I mean, Brant, you could have been in here and proven your point.
Well, I forgot about the tombstone. Now they're just rubbing it in at this point because I've already been through enough. Now we're staring at a tombstone.
Oh, that's
Great.
I got.
okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
keep that up. Keep that up. I got to let people see it. There you are.
Oh
There's Kelly.
no, yeah.
Right there.
Everybody join
Well,
in.
I mean, until
Say a
you
few
get
words.
until you get to like later on though, it's not that bad. Like here, I'll show my screen here in a second once I've got a gun I want to use. There it is. All right. You could have a community screen like this one where you've forgotten what all those tombstones.
There's so many tombstones you can't even keep track.
I mean, I know some of them because they
that's
were super
terrible.
special to me, you know. But like some of them, I'm just like, Jimmy. I don't remember Jimmy. What did Jimmy do? Oh right, I exiled him and let a pharaoh go.
Oh,
Left
that's
him out with
crazy.
only like a knife. And the pharaohs just ate him alive before he got to the edge of the map. So, you know. Poor Jimmy. We only
Poor
knew you for 5
Jimmy.
minutes.
You will be missed.
So Riley wants to know if there's anything new coming. He says, "Sorry, I just adore this game series." So definitely, Wushu is currently working hard on stuff for State of Decay 2 that we can't talk about yet. So that is going to be, if you follow this stream or this channel on YouTube, depending on how you're watching this, we are going to be announcing more stuff as time goes on. Can't get into any of it right now, though. We got to wait until it's the right time. And of course, we are mysteriously working on another game in the franchise. So yes, there's definitely stuff coming. We just can't tell you what most of it is until it's ready to go. So.
Thing that you might want to do, and lethal survival tip, is pick that up and carry it with you at all times.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
In Dread, you can get away with just kind of walking around, you know. Lethal, you got to
Very,
walk
very
around
true.
with Plague Cure.
Do you have any 9mm by chance?
Ha! Do I?
So Poppy T. Lance is like, wait, State of Decay 2 is still getting content updates? Yes, it is. There's a whole
Absolutely.
studio working on this stuff. So yeah, absolutely. Most of us here at the Undead Labs office are working on State of Decay 3 at the moment, but we do have
Thank you.
friends who are hard at work on improving State of Decay 2. So there's still more to come. We have not stopped.
And the reason we don't stop, folks, is because of people like you.
Exactly. People like you, people like Mad Queen, still playing this game, still showing people the fun they can have with it. And then that means that people go and try the game, they play it,
Yeah.
and it keeps being a good reason for us to keep supporting it. So, yeah.
What time are we at, Jeffrey?
Oh,
we're
it is
like a quarter to
3:46. Still
four.
got another
Okay, we've
14
got
minutes,
plenty
yeah.
of time. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
I can do all kinds
All
of things
right.
in 14 minutes.
Let me grab some health.
Are you-
Extra health this
Are
time.
you
Extra.
ready? Are you ready? We got zombies.
Yeah.
We can
By the way,
grab
I
out.
forgot to say, when you were asking about celebrities, Rohan had an answer too, and I totally forgot to say it. It was Lupe Fiasco, who he wanted to have in the game. So there you go.
That's a good one.
Sorry to be late on that one, Rohan. So Rohan is one of our mods, by the way. So Heather and Rohan both contributed to that, and there are mods in the chat. Heather is our social media person who, if you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all those other places, Heather is the one who's coming up with all the crazy nonsense we post on there.
Whoa,
And-
Feral.
Whoa, hello.
Whoa, Screamer. Run, Arnold, run.
Come smack this screamer.
Ah!
Quick, hurry. You have that plague
Alright.
cure still, right?
All right. Oh my gosh, I forgot it's a Feral. Oh, it's a Plague Feral. Got it.
Okay, yeah, use that
All right,
cure.
let me get this cure. Cool.
Whew, okay, I was so worried.
I think
we were
we're
about to lose
okay. Like
somebody
I'm
else.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Let's go. I'm here. I'm
Where you
back.
at? Where you at? Okay.
Reloading.
Just hit him.
Reloading.
There you go. Okay. Hang on, let me grab him first. Hit it. Hit it. There you go. Hit it.
Oh, here I am.
Man, you
One
two
more.
are machines.
Oh, nope. One more. There we
All
go.
right. Good stuff.
Wow, that was one of the most professional-looking bounty completions I've
Good
ever
measure.
seen.
Boom. There you go. Oh,
Well, I mean-
I was afraid there for a second.
There's no reason to be afraid in the apocalypse. As long as you got your plague cure. Speaking of, do you need another one?
Yeah, let's get another one.
Okay.
Just in case we run into some trouble on the way.
When we run into trouble. Okay, here we go. One of those. And, yeah, okay. You'll just drop this whole stack. You take that.
Perfection. Thank you so much.
I will grab a bunch more.
But yeah, so Heather's a social media manager, and Rohan is the one who runs. When you go to support.stateofdecay.com, and we encourage everyone, if they've got problems with the game, go to support.stateofdecay.com. That's where you can report bugs to us, and it's where you can get like personalized help if you've got some kind of issue that's sort of local to your situation. Rohan is our expert, who basically funnels all those questions, gives you answers to the easy ones, helps you through the hard ones, and he's been an amazing resource. Joe used to do that job before he switched over to the design department, and now Rohan is his successor, and a worthy successor he is.
Much more worthy at the job than I was, believe me.
Shen, am I the only creator to lose someone as you have been inviting creators on to play?
Yeah, but I think I was poorly prepared.
It sounds like it's a me issue. It might be a skill issue, just maybe.
No, I don't think it's a skill issue. I think it's more just like
It was a situation issue.
I believe that I remembered to ask what difficulty everyone else was comfortable on.
A lot of the other creators we've had on here who usually play in other difficulties, we played with them in the difficulty they were comfortable with.
Yeah.
And so that's
that's 100% on Brant.
Yeah, it's completely Brant's fault.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, Brant has a question for you, Megwin. He says, how are you able to play with Joe and not be sad?
Oh. No, Joe is very nice. He definitely eased the blow of losing Machine Gun Kelly by, giving me some bullets, and also helping me with these bounties. So I'm not too upset.
Well, shall we go back and see if we can find Machine Gun Kelly so that?
Yeah, I don't know if I even killed him. I need to say goodbye.
Yeah, we need to say goodbye in the most State of Decay way possible.
So Will Martinez asks, any way possible to choose legacy boons with the Forever Communities, update? I think what he's talking about is the fact that with the Forever Communities update, we made it so that you could complete a legacy and then continue with the same community. But one of the problems that introduced was we only let you choose legacy boons as you're starting a brand new community. And so that means that you could unlock a legacy boon and then not be able to use it with the community that unlocked it, which feels a little bit weird. And actually, that feature was on our list originally, and it ended up getting cut for time. But it's not completely out of the question to ask for that, because that was something that we did originally intend to do. So I have no idea where or whether that's on Wushu's list, but I can certainly ask them to find out if that's something that they've got on the docket someplace. Because that's a very good call out for something that would improve the game.
So Machine Gun Kelly should
Speaking
be somewhere
of
down here.
legacy boons, do you know if there are any plans to add more hero types outside of what already exists, maybe here in State of Decay 2 or in that game that is not to be named?
I don't know that. I think that we had been talking about sort of like expanding on the leader powers and all kinds of different things, and adding things that they would do. There are a lot of ideas that we've had, but at this point, like, I can't really speak to the roadmap, but it would be kind of difficult to add a whole new class. I know that there were a bunch of things.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
There are a bunch of things that go into that. Like, first and foremost is what facilities you're gonna be able to, build, because each class has its own unique facility, right? And then it also has unique upgrades to particular facilities within it. Like the sheriff is the only one where you can build like the second level of the shooting range, and little stuff like that.
And they also each have their own mission line that unlocks the legacy boon, and the missions are actually some of the more expensive things because they involve voice acting sessions and a bunch of other stuff. So it would be a big, like, it's not a crazy thing to ask for and to suggest, because I feel like that system is one of the sort of weakest and most underdeveloped parts of the game. It's a clear place where the game could have been more interesting, could have been broader, could have done more. So it's a very, very good call out. But at the same time, it's also a very expensive thing for us to do.
Yeah, and especially if we were to do it in the full fleshed out system like we did with the others. It's gonna be really hard to go back and redo that and do them justice up beyond, like, oh hey, there's this cool new mechanic, and then blah 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 blah.
Right. Well, if you all could be leaders in State of Decay, what kind of leader would you be? It could be an existing leader or one that you make up right now, but what kind of leader would you be?
I would 100% be a sheriff. I believe that, judicious use of, strategic violence.
I'd probably be a traitor. I'd probably be just like trying to like compromise and make everyone love each other and be friends and like, oh, we can, like you give me this and I'll give you that. Like that's the kind of thing, like horse trading stuff. That's like half of my job in real life is like, talking to all the different disciplines who make a game and like figuring out what everybody wants and then coming up with a plan that sort of gives everybody the sort of creative outlet that they're looking for, and then ultimately adds up to the best experience for the player. Like making those kinds of things happen is my favorite thing. So yeah, I'd probably go trader.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I would say an existing one, I would probably be a builder because I just like being able to expand on the base and have those perks that make the community, my community specifically, happier and more efficient. But if I could make up one, I'd like to be like an assassin leader, and we get all of these like stealth perks, and we are really good at using crossbows, and they're more powerful when you use the assassin boon or whatever the case is. But yeah, it would be something like that.
That's cool. We actually, somebody, Combat Engineer 467 was sharing some love for the Lifeline expansion from State of Decay 1 in the chat, saying that they really loved being able to see the military perspective on the zombie apocalypse. And I really appreciate hearing that because it sounds like, I don't know if Combat Engineer is actually a combat engineer or if they're just interested in military stuff, but we put a lot of time and research into trying to make the military perspective and Lifeline feel authentic. And obviously, like I personally was never in the military, but we do have, several people who have been on the team. And we tried to, vet that stuff by folks to make sure that it felt authentic enough that it wouldn't just be driving people crazy, to see the way that people talk to each other. But it was really fun for me to sort of learn about radio protocols and stuff like that, the way people would, address each other and things like that. Trying to get as much of military culture right as I could, despite the fact that I don't personally have any experience there. So I'm glad it worked for you, Combat Engineer.
Yeah, speaking of Lifeline, I really enjoyed kind of like the city environment. Do you think there's any plans to kind of bring in more city-like map or a portion of the map that is more like a city with like skyscrapers and larger, more city-like communities?
That is one of the more interesting. Was that, did you just run over Machine Gun Kelly?
No.
Was that?
I did not run over Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, I saw a hat.
It's the naval tricorns of the revolutionaries.
Oh, is it? Okay, revolutionary.
Oh, that's
tricorn.
right. That's right.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones that some people call pirates.
I thought they were pirates initially too. I
See?
did.
Look, he just keeps respawning.
There he is.
Look at him. See
I'm
that blue coat?
I'm convinced
That's not
that we
a
should make those
pirate.
guys more common. Because we
I think on a previous stream, someone was saying you should add a musket.
See, look at this guy.
As
on the
if,
body.
Not a
as
pirate.
if
Not a pirate. Look
our
at those
reloading
pants.
isn't already slow as heck already. Oh yeah, no, not a pirate. He's not a swashbuckler.
Yeah. And
He
then
definitely
and then
has
the
a
blue
musket.
coat. See? And then look at those shoes,
Look at the socks. Oh yeah.
right?
nobody can
And then,
pirate in
and
those
then
shoes.
watch what happens when you throw it at a friend.
Ah! Darn pirate. I'm just playing. Or darn, what is he? I'm sorry. I already forgot what he is.
No, it was more
Minuteman.
funny when
He's
you
a
said he was a
Minuteman.
darn pirate. after I just convinced you that he wasn't. Oh, that was hilarious. Thank you. That
So
was awesome.
Undead Mark points out, where do you think pirates got their clothes? They stole them off Minutemen. So
Very true.
I think there probably were privateers in the
I
American
think that a lot of the
American,
Minutemen were
Revolution, so-
privateers. I don't know if that's what you just said, Jeffrey. But
Oh yeah. So anyway, you were asking about city environment. So that's always a tough one because you'll notice that part of the ambition of Lifeline was to try to create something that felt vaguely like a city environment, despite the fact that we had so many technical obstacles that prevented us from. You notice you can't actually go in any of those skyscrapers. Like
Right.
all of them are in the danger zone where you just get swarmed by zombies and you can't actually go inside. And part of that is because of technical things where every interior that's full of all of these searchables and these details and everything. They all cost us something. And so having a bunch of small buildings that are widely spaced with these interiors that you can go inside, that's something that a machine can handle. But the more you tightly pack those interiors together, the more expensive it gets and the more difficult it gets for the game to run at any kind of decent speed. And that's actually one of the reasons why Marshall, when we decided to add Trumbull Valley into the game through Heartland initially, Marshall had to be overrun by plague and all the buildings filled up with plague, because even Marshall from State of Decay 1, when we moved it to the higher fidelity of State of Decay 2, we couldn't afford to have all of those interiors. And it was a sort of important commitment to us that, if you see a building, as a general rule, with a few exceptions, if you see a building, you can go inside and explore that building. So if we put a skyscraper out there, it's kind of like, we'd have to put a level of fakery in that would kind of undermine the rest of the game, because we could not let you explore that entire skyscraper.
Right.
So that doesn't mean that there will never be a State of Decay game that can manage that sort of thing, but I think we would probably need to reach a point where we're doing those kinds of interiors is cheap enough, both on the side of just resources, like the machine being able to run them, but also us being able to generate enough interesting different places to go inside a skyscraper, because skyscrapers, there's a lot of very similar rooms inside most skyscrapers, and it might just, unless we do a lot of really intense visual storytelling, it's very easy for a skyscraper to just turn into one of those liminal spaces with a bunch of the same rooms, and you're like, the horror of this is that I'm lost in this place where I can't even see the differences,
Right.
But yeah, so definitely not never. There's probably some confluence of events that could get a proper city into a State of Decay game, but for right now, it is one of the more difficult things to imagine doing.
Well, and
Got it.
and one of the keystones of this franchise is that we want people to be able to play this game, look at it, and go I could drive 10 minutes and find a place that looks just like this. Right? We want the apocalypse to be somewhat familiar. We want the zombies to be somewhat familiar. Something that people can sort of see where humanity has decayed, and that accentuates the horror of the game itself, right? That these are not these far-fetched halls of some evil corporation bent on destroying and or experimenting on humanity, depending on how you want to define it. And while we understand and value that as a trope, it's just not one that we have sort of bought into as a game and a franchise. I feel like it's unique for us to tell these kinds of stories in these kinds of places. Because there's kind of this idyllic thing where you're out in rural wherever, and then you just see the zombies coming, right? It's kind of like season 2 of The Walking Dead, where they're on the farm. Here's the farm, and everything seems nice and peaceful, and then that big horde of zombies just comes over and eats everyone.
Right. And I think, honestly, realistically, in the zombie apocalypse, most people would be trying to escape the city anyway. So it kind of makes sense that most of the maps are based in a more rural or expanded area as opposed to a city.
Yeah.
If you could design a map of a place like you did Province, are there any plans of making a map similar to other states like Los Angeles or maybe like Joshua Tree?
That's actually the perfect question for us to dodge a feral, because if we start talking about our map ambitions, that would probably reveal a little bit too much what the game we're both working on, and we're at time, so we don't have time to answer it anyway.
Got it.
So yeah, unfortunately, I got the mods in the chat who are playing the orchestra and blinking the wrap it up light at us.
Yeah.
So
thankfully, right now they don't have a gaff hook, or else we'd be done.
So Mad Queen, thank you so much for coming on the stream with us. It's been great to talk to you, and you ended up interviewing us for half the time, which we were not expecting, and it was really fun. And you're just you're basically you're such a pro that basically you were hosting this stream, and we were just here as your guests, and we appreciate it. So thank you.
Secretly, that is my goal.
Is to not ever have to host the stream again, because you bring on such
right,
professional, awesome guests.
Just keep bringing in community members and having them do this job.
Got it. No, it's been amazing hanging out with you all today and hanging out with your chat. Thank you, everyone in chat, for the questions. Shout out to the Conquest, my community, for coming through. I see y'all out there. Thank y'all so much for all the support. And everybody else, I hope y'all enjoyed my very chaotic and stressful gameplay.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I'm sorry. We got your
Yeah, we
person
should
killed.
issue a final apology to the family
and
of Machine Gun Kelly.
an actual apology. A salute to Machine Gun Kelly.
Yes.
Not
He'll
the
forever
actual.
be wandering around in
not
your
the
game.
actual
So
Machine Gun
if
Kelly.
you happen to see him in the future, tell him I said hi.
Well, I mean, depending on, he might have already been cleaned up and his stuff sent to your supply locker. So we'll
Got
see.
it.
We'll
I'll
see
check.
what happens. But yeah, if I do, I'll be like, well, I'm gonna leave that one alive because Mad Queen gave it to me as a present.
Yep. He's now yours.
Yeah. But no, thank you so much for being here. I want to thank our community, all of you. Just seriously, like, this job is a dream for me, and a lot of us have a really great time making content for you, whether it's on the stream or in the games that we're working on or have already made. And we certainly love hearing from you. I know that I did when I was customer advocate. I know Rohan does now. We appreciate your suggestions. We still read the wish list, and it's certainly something that we're always keeping an eye to, is the health of our community and whether or not y'all still like us, which apparently you do. So thank you so much for being here. And also, Queen, thank you so much for being here. This is super. This is super awesome. I'm always blessed when people who are out there doing the hard work are able to and willing to join us on stream. So, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Well, with that, we'll wrap this up. You can follow Mad Queen at twitch.tv/itsmadqueen. So go out and do that. We'll also, of course, post links to other streams of ours, and you can click around, do whatever stuff you want. And next, in a couple of weeks, we'll do another stream, and we'll not tell you what that's about until closer to the time. So follow us on social media. We'll let you know there.
We have a link in the doobly-doo, right?
A link in the doobly-doo. We have links to everything in the doobly-doo.
Okay, but do we have a link to Mad Queen in the doobly-doo?
We will. We will. I'll make sure we do.
Make sure I'm in the doobly-doo.
Be in the doobly-doo.
I didn't know that was a thing, but I hope I'm there.
Well,
Yeah,
this
so-
is part of our awkward sign-off, so I was just using a word. It's
Yeah.
probably the most awkward word I've ever had to use on stream.
I'm not actually sure who coined the term doobly-doo. I credit John Green with it a lot, but I don't actually know if he was first. He does say it a lot, though. It's a shortening of the phrase description below, which YouTubers used to always say, look at the description below, and they just started saying doobly-doo.
Smash that like and follow button.
Exactly. There you go. Okay, we're wrapping this up. We'll see y'all later.